Hi, Dee Dee Explores here. I'm back at the Mahanoy Plane. I know I've been here before, but I found out a whole bunch of new stuff about it, so I'm going to enlighten you. Come along for the ride. There's a little snow here, so it'll be different than the last two times I was here. Y'all might be wondering why I look like this. Well, baby, when I went out of the house this morning, it was only 18 degrees. It's a little cold, but that's okay. I'll get over it. Okay, this could have been like the boss's little office or shower house, meeting room before and after the shift. Not 100% sure. But we got a little foundation here. Okay, that's my buddy over there. I got a buddy today, so if I fall down in the building here, he can call 911 for me. Okay. It's easier to see than the last time I was here, because with this little bit of snow, but you know, we do got to be careful. Don't want to slide off of there, go down into the bowels of this building. So this was built in 1861. It was quite a feat. The incline coming up from the Mahanoy Plane and the little town down there with all the coal mines, it's 2,600 feet long, and at the steepest, it's a 28% incline. And it actually raises the coal cars 524 feet. Now, there are accounts that say it was only 350 feet, but you know, I did a little research, and most of my research came up with the 524 feet. At that time, this was a 2,500 horsepower engine, which is still pretty powerful in its day. But we're going to get into the most powerful engine in just a few minutes. Now, I was going to go down these steps, but these babies are solid ice. I don't feel like falling into the coal bins. So what I'm going to do is attack this from the bottom up. We're going to go down there. These were the chutes that they used to, the bins and the chutes. When they hauled the coal up from the valley, they used to come up here. Actually, where I'm standing right here, this was where the coal cars used to come up. They used to come up here, right where I'm standing. This was their incline. They used to come up here, and they used to dump the coals off in the chutes. And down there you could see part of the lower building. Okay, let's go down to the lower part. Okay, now I'm up here at the bottom of the motor house, actually, looking down on the incline. Because it's snowy and every rock is glazed over with ice, I'm not going to be walking down there today. But it's pretty steep. I will definitely be back here on a nicer day. Let's see how this is. Well, it doesn't look too bad, but we can attack this from the bottom up, because all the exposed stuff looks like it's frozen over. So let's go down here. See that window there? That was not filled in last time I was here. It was not filled in with stuff last time I was here. Whew, don't want to fall. Okay. Some of these metal things were here, but some of them weren't. Now here's a piece of scaffolding that I know wasn't here last time I was here. Let's go over here and see. What do we got? Not sure what that was. And this, with its little squigglies, looks like it was part of an old mattress or something. This thing, help me out here, guys. I don't know what that metal thing is. That wasn't here last time I was here. Now, this little tiny building, this was the control room. This is where the guy used to sit. And that window I just showed you, he used to watch as the cars came up, and he would control, like, the speed and all that stuff with his little control room. Because this was quite the operation in the day. And you know what? In World War I, this was a security concern too, because they needed all the energy and all the coal to fuel the war, baby. They needed it for the war effort. Now, let's face it, anthracite was real big back then, so it was a security concern. Well, somebody's been here, because I know that wasn't here. Oh, look! Somebody's been camping out, cooking out. All right, we got the remains of some kind of little campfire thing here, and it smells, so it hasn't been too long ago that it was burning. And it looks like they're almost trying to put a roof on here with all these logs, and we got a little wire mesh here. Okay, what is this? I have no idea. But somebody's been here doing something, because all these loose rocks here that you're looking at, they weren't there. That was just out. Okay, let's go on our happy little way. Okay, we were just up there a few minutes ago. I would like to go up there, but those steps, with all the snow and the ice and everything, I don't feel like breaking my neck out here in the middle of nowhere. So we will walk around the other way, and we will see some other stuff. Okay, you get quite the view from up here, especially now that there's nothing on the trees. So this must have been amazing when they were doing this, because these trees weren't here. You could see right down there. Okay, let's walk through some more of this. This building it's close to 600 feet long and about 80 feet wide. There was a nice big wooden roof over this way back. They did demolish some of it, but not all of it. Oh, we didn't walk up there to see the bins. Well, that's okay. Not a big deal. We saw them from the one edge there, and I don't feel like falling down in them, you know? That looks like it's the train cars up there. We'll have to go see. Yeah. Okay, we're on the bottom of those coal bins that we were just looking at a few minutes ago. You can see there's metal. There's the chutes. Used to come out of here. And from my research, the train tracks used to be like right where I'm standing here. They would load it up and pull it out. Between 1861 and 1932, when it closed up, they hauled 1.37 billion, that's right, billion, tons of coal up this incline and through this building. That's a lot of coal, baby. Okay, now this was the, I guess it would be the north side of the building. You can see the pillars there. Big, strong stone pillars that kept the walls in check. Here's another brick one. Okay, here's another little tidbit for you. About 800 to 900 coal cars, railroad coal cars, pass through this plane every 24 hours. And in January of 1913, during 25 working days, 304 hours, the plane hoisted 19,874 cars of coal. Wow, imagine that. This place was really jumping. This place was busy. Busy, busy, busy. This ran till February of 1932, at which time the demand for anthracite coal started to decline, and they had built a tunnel through the Buck Mountain, so it was much, much easier to get the coal, that way through the tunnel than it was to pull it up this incline. Okay, silly me. I brought everything except my light. So it's kind of pointless to go through here and show you stuff, because all you're going to see is a whole bunch of black. Dark, dark, dark. Well, I could try. Let me see. I don't break my neck here. Well, this really hasn't changed much. Okay, except for that it did cave in a little bit more than last time. I'm not sure exactly what you're going to see here, but we'll just take a walk through. You see the arches? I don't know if you could see that. The ceiling's kind of arched. It was for strength because the coal cars from the mines were just right on top of where we are standing. That's where they used to come. Crazy stuff. Okay. And I'm not sure exactly where the engines were, but I'm kind of thinking maybe some of them were down here. There's a pretty big foundation here for something big. Okay, that's where we just walked through. And like I said, silly me. Forgot my light at home. Like, how stupid was that? But I'll come back when it's a little bit warmer. The temperature went up to 25 degrees. Heat wave, baby, heat wave. But I will come back when it's warmer. Promise. Okay, these steps are totally covered in ice, but we're going to go around to get to those train cars. They are leaning more than they were last time I was here. You might wonder, like, what made this big, giant machine run? It was a tandem frictional rope with a 6,000 horsepower. Now, like I said before, when it was built in 1861, it was just 2,500 horsepower. They had the big fire in 1886, and when they rebuilt it, they had a 6,000 horsepower motor. It was the largest in the world. And it finally lost that distinction when they built the Panama Canal, because the motors that worked the locks in the Panama Canal were, at that point, bigger than that. Anyhow, I'm going to work my way down the hill. I'm going to turn this off for a minute so I don't, destroy myself or anything. See you on the bottom. Okay, I made it down to the bottom here without killing myself. You might hear me sniffling a bit. That's because it's cold. Let's go look at the train cars from the sides. They're leaning more and more and more. One of these days they're just going to go poof, fall over, and then that'll be the end of that. Okay, here we are. Gosh. There we are. Last time I was here, I felt safe enough to go in them. Now, not so much. You can see the chutes there. That from these big cars, they used to load something smaller down below it. You might wonder, like, how many people did it take to operate this thing? It took 66. They had 2 shifts a day, 33 guys on a shift. That's not counting the Barney drivers or the guys down the bottom, the guys way up the top above us. It's not counting that. And when this baby was running, about 3 3/4 ton of coal was used a day to keep the steam engine operating. Okay, now, this is kind of like the biggest room in this building. Those engines were huge. They had each of the 2 engine cylinders was 54 inches in diameter with a 72-inch stroke. That's pretty big. And the main hoisting rope was 2 5/8 inches in diameter. The hoist and the engines weighed 500 tons. This is big stuff here. Because this engine could hoist a 3-car trip, equivalent to 200 tons in 3 minutes. That's right, 3 minutes it took to hoist that much up that hill. And believe me, that hill's kind of steep. They did about 800 to 900 railroad cars over the plane every 24 hours. Don't know if I said that before, but I am now. The plane stopped operation February 27, 1932. It was due to the decline in the demand for anthracite, and they found a much easier route. They dug a hole through the Buck Mountain, and it went through the tunnel instead of having to come up here with all that extra work. They just put the coal in the cars, the big railroad cars, and away it went. Okay, that's about all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed it. It felt good to get out here with all this cold weather, but it was refreshing. I enjoyed the fresh air. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If I can help, I will. Thanks for coming. Click like, share, and maybe the notification bell. Thank you. See you around. Peace, baby.